Welcome aboard. Look, that does not get old. It just doesn't. So greetings to our valued travel partners. It's Carmen Roy for our usual Connect with Princess webinar. Super excited to be here with you today. And of course, I'm coming from our beautiful studios in Fort Lauderdale, beautiful Fort Lauderdale, where, by the way, when our ships are in, we can see them right on the horizon. So super excited to be here. I hope everybody's having a phenomenal summer. July's been a little hot. South Florida has been a little hot, but then it's been hot all over the country, right? Perfect timing for vacation, sending folks off to beautiful cruises, hopefully Alaska. And so today I'm really excited because we have a phenomenal presentation. But you all know what I say, it's always technical. So being in the Fort Lauderdale office, everybody has prepped me because I had a webinar last week that was a disaster. It was a private webinar. Let me just tell you, for 13 minutes, it was nothing. You couldn't even see my face. It was one of those things. So we have prepared. In case I have technical difficulties, guess what? I'm prepped here. I've got the flag. I am ready to go. So as always, I like to talk about, especially today. I wonder what's happening today. I can't wait till I get Marsha on, my partner in profit soon. My sidekick, I should say, Marsha, because we have so many registrants. So I guess you guys are excited about our announcement. It's always exciting. But this is what you all want to know. The live transcript available on Facebook. We will have a Q&A. We have a large presentation today because, of course, if you didn't know, Alaska 25, right? So I wanted to make sure that before we focus on that, we focus on some of the most exciting changes that we have on our onboard execution and delivery, and even more of a reason for it, pays to plus, that you all have heard me say. So yes, we are recording this. So if you have, you know how we value your time. I know you're there making business happen. It's critical. So you might not have the full 60 minutes to stay with us. We record it. You know where it's available. As always, onesourcecruises.com, and of course on our facebook.com page. So I want to make sure everybody knows. And of course, now I got to tell you, July has been fun because I've had Marsha, but then I found out that next webinar, we're like clockwork here at Princess, count on it, is August 10th, and Marsha will be on vacation. So join me, Marsha, and I guess I'll say happy anniversary in advance, right?
Thank you.
Welcome. How are you, my love?
I'm excellent. I'm excited.
Yes, you are. And you look fantastic as always.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk about our main topic because there's a lot of things flurrying around. And we're going to be mythbusters.
Oh my God, I'm missing all these people. Cam said hello. Julie just said hello. I'm sorry, Marsha. Marie Chow from Southern Cal. Ooh, I love poetry. That is so cool. Janice from North Carolina. Hello, Janice. And yes, today is a hot topic. Did you notice? I was impressed. So let me just tell you, this morning, Marsha, which was really cute, before I talk about Some Princess, because I want to talk about my social media outlets and Cruise Critic and emails and texts. I think I had carrier pigeons and smoke signals all the way up to the 49th floor of the Roy's Castle in the Sky in Miami. It was hilarious. It didn't start very early. I will be honest. Truth in advertising. Our press release went out 9:30 a.m. 9:31. Boom.
Yep.
Phones are ringing off the hook. I love that. You know how I feel about this. Because what did I say from day one? Change is constant. I'm an agent of change. I love change. There are people who don't do change well, or you always have negative people, right, Marsha? We've talked about this. Not everybody's going to love everything you do. But I got to tell you, positive change for the future, change for our brand. I believe, forget change once a year, every 6 months. I change every day. I think change is hourly with me, Marsha. Wouldn't you agree?
You know what? Honestly, I really feel like that's why I've been in this industry for so long, is because I actually like the change. And I mean, things get boring without change, right?
But on top of that, it's about evolving. You know what I mean? I always tell this to my kids. I always, I do the carpe diem thing. You've heard me before. You guys the team's sick of hearing me say that. But I always think, I tell my kids, the moment you stop changing and learning,
you stop growing.
Stop living.
Yeah.
Did you say the same thing I did? And we didn't rehearse this, right? Love it. So I will tell you, part of the texts that I got were really cute. There was positive there's always negative, you know how I get. But someone said, let's see how Carmen Roig spins this. I love that. It reminds me of put the needle on the record, like in the 80s, right? Thrilling adventures, change is good. I love change, and it's boring without change. Just how we rehearsed. I wish you would have put her first name there so I could at least call you by your first name. But I kind of like that. Thrilling adventures. It has been a thrilling adventure for the cruise industry and for my career for 42 years. So I absolutely believe in that. So let's talk about Sun Princess, because we always want to start our webinar and we have a lot of content to go through. Oh, and Marsha, I was talking about the negativity. So someone said to me, let's Carmen Roig spins this. You have to say, remember to say squirrel, and I'm back, right? Because I'm easily distracted, as you know. And I thought of myself in the 80s, like with a record player. I always wanted to be a DJ kind of thing. We used to call them discos, not club. Put a needle on the record. We're not spinning anything. But the one thing I will tell you is we listen to your feedback and we adjust. That is our commitment to our travel partners. And you'll see later in the webinar, you all had great feedback 2 weeks ago on our webinar, and we adjusted, right?
Correct.
So more to come on that. And I also want to talk about the reality that I will speak slowly. I promise. I'm actually taking special lessons. Did I tell you I got that as a gift for my birthday, Marsha?
No,
Diction lessons. Lessons to learn how to slow my speech down. I don't know if it's going to be successful, but I'm trying really hard. And that's all that matters. Sun Princess, February 24. It is right around the corner. I am getting so excited because not only do we have Sun, but obviously, you know, we have Star. So let's just talk maiden voyages. I have to get this because so many times you and I are out on the road, Marsha, and how many of our partners still don't know? We have a new ship coming in less than a year.
It's true. And that we have an opportunity to sell the Med in spring, which is not traditional, but it's an amazing opportunity to sail a brand new ship, a brand new beautiful ship in the Med in the spring. And the key points about sailing Sun in the spring: less crowds, probably not as hot. Right?
Not as hot. Been there.
Not as hot. Less
I've
children.
done winter cruising. I call it winter cruising. So February 8th, look at these voyages. Amazing maiden voyages, 10 days, the Grand Med, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the round trip, oh my God, Rome round trip, Barcelona. We've got something for everybody. And then, of course, we know she's coming down to Fort Lauderdale in the fall, right? Super excited. By the way, I've done this winter cruising. Okay. Oh, Nancy says she's already booked on the Sun Princess for a 19-day Med cruise. Thank you, Nancy. And Geraldine, I love that name, Geraldine Fox. I'm not going to say your last name. She's already booked too. I can't wait. I'll be booked as well, and I will do a cabana suite. We've had Richard on. He does a great job, so I'm not going to kill it. But just some of the maiden voyages, we continue to include it. And then I got to thank the team, my incredible Joe Franco and Ann and Brandon and the marketing team and creative, because, you know, there's this leftover. Oh, you've got yours, young lady.
I got mine. I
got mine too. Do you have yours? I'm going to say this to the travel partners. This pamphlet, and I wouldn't call it a pamphlet. I think we got to call it something more luxurious because it is a gorgeous marketing piece. Okay. Order them, onesourcecruises.com. As always, view the PDF. I love these QR codes. It brings me to this, you know, day and age, so to speak. It's fantastic. But, you know, we listened again to your feedback. You need brochures. You need something palpable, something that you can touch, right? So gorgeous pieces. And I love the whole creative around it with "We're ready to shine." You're not kidding. And super excited, both Sun and Star. It talks about the stateroom categories, which is one of my all-time favorites. Entertainment, and then again, dining innovations. Pretty cool. What'd you think of yours, Marsha?
I love it. That's why it's right here next to me. I love perusing it and reminding myself of all the great things about Sun.
Very unique, very unique. So let's talk. I want to start with some of these great opportunities, right? Because our travel partners, you know, I've said it again and again. I know I sound like a broken record, but I trust. And today we have so many registrants. I'm hoping we have folks that are new, or more importantly, first time tuning in a long time, right? That'd be great. Joe was sharing that during COVID, I wasn't here, but there were thousands and thousands of travel partners that would join our webinars, which is phenomenal. And when he saw the sign up for today, it was a huge number as well. So I'm thrilled. So I just want to make sure everybody knows, because I look at 23 as still a transition year. What are you hearing, Marsha?
I agree. And what we're seeing too is like phenomenal interest and growth into 24. So we want to finish 23 strong because there's still great opportunities. And that's why we're going to talk about California coastal sailings, near and dear to my heart, being an LA girl. Fares as low as $54 per day. And again, Carmen and I have said this a million times. You can't get a tow into a hotel room for $54 a day, right?
You can't get room service for $54. I'm sorry. I got to be honest, not that I have a big appetite, but you and I travel, and it's for business, and I'm blessed that we're back and travel is back. But these voyages, again, I talk about the parallel universe we're living in, and I continue to see it, and it blows our mind, right? I mean, we're getting close in business, even Alaska, ladies and gentlemen. It's incredible. I mean, it's like somebody pinch me. It's really, but to your point, we're also getting 24, right? So we're seeing a robust parallel world, which is super exciting. So we just want to focus on some of these voyages that have opportunity. California coast. I mean, first of all, I always say, is that price an error? Because that is so low,
right?
But gorgeous. Gorgeous.
It's such an opportunity. First of all of our ships give rave reviews. Discovery is doing so well here on the West Coast, being the newest ship we currently have sailing that we devoted to the West Coast. These voyages, the food and wine offerings, that October 1st on Discovery Princess goes to Vancouver, has a Victoria call, an overnight in San Francisco. I always love an overnight in San Francisco. And then back into LA. And then the Sapphire on the 8th of October is Vancouver, Victoria, Astoria, Oregon. So that's a special call for us. Call to San Francisco, call to San Diego, and then back to LA. Like, these are really beautiful itineraries.
So you had me at wine. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I dropped my flag. Okay. Somebody. So I love this, right? Because these wine country cruises are now featuring specialty offerings as part of a food and wine festival on board. This is incredible. So food and wine pairings, hosted dinners with culinary experts and chefs, meet and greets with some of California's top winemakers. I mean, this has my name written all over it, okay? Close-up experience. You're going to do wine blending classes with our sommeliers and special Shorex tours and experiences. I mean, this is like definitely has my name on it. Just thought I'd say
it does.
Okay.
It should have been called the Roig series.
Ta-da! Ta-da! So here we are, Connect with Princess. This is one of our main themes besides the 25 Alaska programming, right? How we have made our cruise packages even a bigger and value. I say it pays to plus, but I'm going to start changing that. And note to self, let me say that to marketing. It pays to premier, and we're going to show you why. I mean, and by the way, we have a huge uptick of these, right? So you're going to see great stuff with regards to Alaska. So wait for it. And then I think last time, Marsha, I mentioned the promotion that we're going to do of love letters coming soon. We're going to talk about it more because we have a lot of content today. I was originally going to talk about it today. We're not. We're going to hold pause, and that'll be done in, we'll launch it in September, but you hear about it in August. So let's talk, and we're going to go really slow, okay? Part of my beautiful birthday present from Mr. Roy, wanting to make sure that I'm doing great. So I want to talk about, the fare options, right? Within standard, plus, and premier. Very easy, good, better, best when you look at the value. So we're going to talk about the existing program and drum roll. I wish Joe had special sounds. What we are going to, introduce. So we're looking back because I'm a big believer. You got to compare, right? Show me what we had and how are you elevating the brand, Carmen? Because that's what you're telling me you're doing. Show me. I'm a visual person. I love to ask questions. Marsha, it's like, it's that frustrated Oprah Winfrey thing I got going, right? Right? Isn't that it? Harpo, Nemrac, Carmen spelled backwards. So I want to take everybody back to plus and premier, okay? And what it is, the amounts of savings. So we're talking about, and by the way, we've made some changes even to the plus package and premier package. And I think we launched premier last year, right? Yep. That's what, May, I think, because I had just started. So I was still getting my arms around. But why does it pay to plus? Why should you recommend this to your clients? Remember, we don't introduce packages or changes without data, research, input, feedback that's valuable. And we get it from you and we get it from our guests, right? Who are really critical. I like to focus on the three anchors. That's what I've called this from the beginning, right? Because there's a lot of noise, but when our travel partners are communicating, I really like you to keep it simple. Salesperson has always been my mantra. I think I learned that from my mentor, Bob Dickinson. And these are the three anchors I focus on, because these are things that your clients are going to buy anyway, right? Beverage packages, Wi-Fi, and gratuities, right? So those are the anchor components. On Plus, it's just $60 per person per day, right? It's a savings of more than 55%. So it's critical. Now we've added extra things to Plus, the premium desserts, the juice bar, the fitness class. That's then. Now we're going to talk about the new Plus and the new Premier, because now we're adding casual dining meals to Plus and Premier. We're going to go through that at length because I want everybody to understand, because we're changing. I need you to get your head around this and your arms around this. We're changing our dining offerings. We're really just evolving, which I think is exciting. And folks have talked about the 360 experience. I've mentioned the Camus winemakers experience, but we haven't really done it in a complete presentation wise. So I think we did. What are casual dining meals, right? Really getting exotic with the F&B team. So let's talk about our current dining program, right? Existing 2 tiers, complimentary dining, then we have specialty dining. All of these specialty classes have classes of dining, I should say, right, Marcia? Have always had a nominal charge, right?
Yes.
Pricing varies by venue. We have different specialty restaurants as well on the different classes of ships, right? Because we have 15 ships in the fleet. Not every ship has every single one of these specialty dining experiences, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Perfect. So I look at like the specialty dining of 360 experience, chef's table, oh my God, winemaker's dinner, the Camus wine. I mean, these are all super exciting. So this is the current. Complimentary, what's included? Obviously, main dining, which I love. International cafe, that's why it pays to Plus for Carmen Roy, because my bottled waters and my lattes. And unlike in real life on vacation, I did not stop drinking coffee for your protection. I continue to have my lattes. Top Deck Pizzeria, Burger Grill, Buffet, Alfredo's, and more. There's more. We could have listed it all. So What's the new program evolving to? This is where I want everybody to focus, because it starts 4 tiers in August. And by the way, we'll tell you, it's different ships at different times. It's not the entire fleet at once. Am I accurate with that?
You are absolutely correct. And we're going to communicate. So we've worked together on the communication piece of this as well. So we're going to communicate to the first 4 weeks of impacted voyages, so that we can handle all the questions that come in and make sure that everybody understands how this impacts them. But there's so much positive here. I can't wait to continue to talk about it.
I get it. Our travel partners, they don't just represent, I wish they did, only Princess, right? They represent a lot of other brands. So I want to make sure that they're comfortable with this. But the most important thing for me is really expressing what this is all about. So you're looking at 2 new categories. So we've just gone from 2 and evolved to 4 categories. The complimentary dining category, the new casual dining category, specialty dining, which we've had, and then the new experiential dining. Again,
correct.
The $14.99 per meal per person. We're going to talk about this. Trust me, we're getting to it, because you're looking at it and you're like, what does that mean? Anything that you see with these charts, by the way, specialty, we know we've had these, right? Depending on which specialty dining venue, there's always been a charge for that.
Right.
What you're going to look at. Go.
I was going to share that you're right. So what the $14.99 per meal per person does is, so like you said, the casual dining section is newly titled, but we always had these wonderful venues for everyone. And when you went into those venues, you were paying like an a la carte, price. The only exception there was Alfredo's. There wasn't an a la carte price there, but all the others had a la carte. So what the $14.99 option now gives you is the appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
A prefix to course. So we'll talk about
and yes, and it's a better value than if you were to just do all the a la carte options. But you will also have the ability to select a la carte as well.
Correct.
So
we
it's
still have that
actually nice and easy and succinct, so that it's one message and one price point across these dining venues for you.
So like I was looking online because I told you I've had smoke signals and all sorts of emails and texts. And really the only difference and by the way, I never look at the webinar before I start. And Marcia knows, because that way I'm authentic. The questions that you would ask as a travel advisor, I ask. And that your clients would ask, I ask. And Marcia really becomes the expert. We've got that yin and yang going. The only thing that comes to mind for me as a change here is really Alfredo's and Gigi's, I would think, right? That's it. That's the only thing that's not, I can still get pizza upstairs, which by the way is where I get my pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is an international cafe. That's where I do my breakfast and the main dining room. Okay.
You still get sliced, and Alfredo's is now added to the casual dining.
Excellent. So I want to make sure we're clear on that, because there's more to come on this, everybody. Trust me, we're going to get into it. So why it pays to plus now, right? So we've added these new casual dining, fitness classes, premium desserts, room service delivery, juice bar, and Ocean Now delivery. So we're going to get into that, right? But the price is still the same, $60 per person per day. But the value went up to 70%. Am I reading this correctly?
Yes. So
Truth
Plus
in advertising.
Yes. I want to clarify too that Plus will now get 2 casual dining options covered in price with their Plus package during their cruise. So we'll call that out in a little more detail.
So phenomenal. We will, because now that's why I'm saying it pays to Premier as well, right? Because you're going to see where we're going with this. Will Alfredo have a la carte pizza pricing? That was an interesting question.
Yes, because that's an entree. So yes, it will.
It's an entree. So you don't want to do the prefix 3 courses. Maybe you're like me, I love my pizza and that's it. Then it's just you pay it a la carte, because I'm not going to have the appetizers. I'm not going to have the dessert. Even though I'm on a cruise, I always say that and I end up having everything. But that's something else. Premier. So here we go. Premier. Now it's a save more than 75%. Again, still just $80. Prices have not changed, folks. Why
no changes to the price.
Why am I stressing this? And I'm probably stressing you, Marcia, because I'm going slower than you would like. And I know Joe is probably dying, but I got so many emails, so many texts. I want to make sure I'm completely transparent. Prices have not changed. You should see the chatter. Oh, they're going to increase them. Folks, take a deep breath. Let's go through this. You'll see that we're adding value to Plus and Premier. Same pricing.
Yes.
Period. Okay. So you still have the 3 anchors. I just love the 3 anchors. But when I look at Premier and you look at everything, okay, that we have added, and it'll be unlimited casual dining here for Princess Premier, like unlimited premium desserts, unlimited juice bar, unlimited fitness classes, Ocean Now delivery, unlimited route service. Okay. Come on, folks. I mean, it's like, do you see a pattern here? Unlimited. The reserve seating has gone over phenomenally. People love that, right? I'll tell you, I'm cruising with my family, and after reviewing this, so let's talk about what's new, right? The Ocean Now delivery and the room service delivery. No charge. That's why it pays to Premier.
With Premier.
I know, but it also pays to Plus, okay? Just saying, Plus is good. I've made a decision. I'm doing Premier for my husband and I, and the kids are getting Plus. If they want Premier, they can pay the extra, okay? They're both working. Get a grip. I'm on my way out. They're on their way in. Ocean Now. Let's talk about this, because we had those 3 fares. That's why we started with the fares: Princess Standard, Princess Plus, Princess Premier. This applies to Princess Standard. Princess Standard guests can enjoy Ocean Now delivery. Okay, they can on the app. Delivery, not chat, not any other features that it has. Delivery on board with a one-time $14.99 access fee. Okay, and that's per person, per guest. Okay, and that is applied only once, right? So I get on the ship first day and I don't have Plus and Premier, but I need something delivered to the Lido deck as I'm having a beverage, and I do not have Plus and Premier. I would get charged once, right? $14.99, we're good.
One time.
If you have Plus and Premier, it's always complimentary, right?
Yep,
Room
included.
service.
Nothing to worry about. So Plus and Premier.
Pays to Plus, it pays to Premier. So we talked about the Ocean. So this is, again, Princess Standard, folks. So let's talk about room service, right? So if you have Princess Standard, which is our basic fare, it's not that I don't call it no frills, because there's lots of frills on board, right? Any experience that you get. I mean, the main dining room, I mean, we have lots of frills. I go back to the old hotel adage, you know, when we're in a hotel and I pay for room service, forget $5. How much am I paying for service, tax, tip, done. I'm kidding you. It comes out to $80 for a breakfast. It absolutely kills me. That's even if I have turn down service. We're not going to talk about that. So room service, we're taking this as its own category, Marcia. Princess Standard is the only one that has an impact, right? A $5 charge for room service if they're using the room service button, right? So they're on the phone, perfect. Stateroom phone. That's the $5 charge.
Yeah.
The way I understand it.
Go ahead, Carmen.
No, because I was going to say Plus and Premier, always complimentary, right?
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to call out the difference between the $14.99, right, and the room service charge. There's a difference now. So $14.99 is for access to Ocean Now. So you're out by the pool and you want to order something to where you're sitting. That's what Ocean Now is. Room service is specific to your room. And so even if you paid the $14.99 for the Ocean Now service, if you order from your room from the phone, there is a $5 charge if you have Princess Standard. Two separate things.
$5 charge for each time, right? If they don't have Plus and Premier. Okay. Correct. Now, I just want to
again, Carmen, we got to call out that this is, when we say nominal, like we really mean nominal, because there's nowhere else that you can get room service for a $5 charge. There just really isn't anywhere. Right?
So let me just go an extra step, because you knew I was going to ask this of you, Marcia. And it's just so you know, our closest competitor, I did some research because I had to, they charge for room service and their price point is $7.95. Hold me to it because I think we did the homework on up. I'm not going to say which ones, but closest. And you pay an 18% gratuity on top of that for the service.
Correct.
I want to go on the record saying that, okay? So again, if a guest that has paid for Ocean Now access because they're on Princess Standard, none of this applies to Plus and Premier, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make that clear. That's why it pays to Plus and it pays to Premier. Delivery to their statements via the Princess app, they will not incur room service delivery fee.
That's correct.
Okay.
You got it, Carmen.
Oh my God. Woo! You're killing me. I'm learning. I'm a slow learner, but this is, and I know I'm taking a long time. And I told Joe, we might not get to Alaska, my friend, because my phone has been blowing up. And so I'm a big believer in diffusing negativity and information that's not accurate. Okay. So right off the bat, we address the prices are not going up. It's 60 and 80. We're giving you added values. Princess Standard, medallion shipping. So let's talk about this, right? As of December 14th, those who booked Princess Standard have been charged a $10 medallion shipping fee. Did you know that?
That's correct. Not new.
Not you. Still the same. Okay. So that medallion shipping since December of 22, you've been charged for the medallion shipping. Plus and Premier shipping. Again, those who booked Plus and Premier, because we had so many different versions, okay? And we'll get to that. We've had several versions. So I keep it simple. I call it the $60, $80 Plus and Premier from December 14th on.
Correct.
Those booked prior have an option to upgrade, pay for shipping, or pick it up at the pier. I like flexibility. It's really critical, right? So who's eligible for the enhanced package? This is the part that I want to make sure we're sure about, because this is about timing. So when I got here, Plus originally was $40. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Then it went to $50. When we introduced Premier, Plus went to $50, and Premier was introduced at $75, right? So those three different price points are not included in any of those. Those three wanting the new Plus and Premier advantages must pay the difference. So
and we do have some people who have already upgraded because they saw the value and they wanted the extras. So that opportunity to upgrade continues, right? And we will show you how to know what your guest currently has so you can tell for yourself in Polar Online. That's coming up.
And I'm going to start going quicker because we're going to show you, travel partners, where you can see all of this, because we don't want to confuse you. I like to keep simple, but just so that you know who's eligible. If you booked the $60 per person per day Plus or $80 per person per day Premier, they'll enjoy all of these enhancements at no additional cost. There's no additional charges. Upgrades are available for those who did the 40, remember, 50, and 75. So they can upgrade to the new one. So let's talk about Polar, and you're my Polar queen, you and Selena. Let's go through it so they know, how do they know what package their client is on using Polar?
Yeah.
Walk me through it.
So I know the screenshots are probably not the easiest to see. We did our best here, but you can always talk to your business development manager on this as well. But you log into Polar Online, and you all know how to go in to manage your existing booking. So go into Polar Online and log into the guest booking in question. And then we have a highlighted red area there that at the very bottom of the screen, there's a button that says special request / gift. And that's where you can actually see what special services one of your clients has on their booking.
Okay.
So next slide, Carmen.
There we go. This shows the old
Yes.
Princess Plus in
Yes.
Polar Online. Okay, those are, again, bookings made before December 14th. It was the 40/50.
Correct. So what you're going to see is that they don't have any of those extras that we all know Plus now currently has, right? It does not have the premium dessert, and it does not have the fitness classes. Those are the points that you would see here if they had the upgraded most current Plus option. So this does not have any of that. So it is an original and booked before December 14th Princess Plus package.
Okay.
Right?
Then this is the new Princess Plus after December 14th. So
Yes.
let's walk through that one.
After December 14th, you can now see that the premium desserts are listed, the fitness classes are there. These guests, they either upgraded after before December 14th or after, or they purchased this after December 14th, and so they have the upgraded package, the $60.
And it shows it right there. 2 classes, 2 premium
Mhm.
desserts per day, 2 fit. So it shows it right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no need to change anything on these guests, right?
As
They've
is.
got everything we just shared.
Plus the enhancements at no additional charge. Okay.
Correct.
So the old Princess Premier, I'm going through this one as well.
Yeah, so very similar, Princess Premier. If they had Premier originally, you're going to see that they have the Premier photo package, but it's still missing the premium desserts, and it's missing the fitness classes. So that's your key to know that this guest has the original Premier package.
Got it.
And then we look, and somebody who actually has the updated Premier package has all of these listings for you: the fitness classes, the Premier desserts, and everything else that Premier gets. And this is why we say it pays to Premier. Look at all that.
Okay, so easy to book or upgrade. This is important, right? Because we have a whole toolkit with the fare packages, the fare upgrade codes, the competitive chart, which is really important because we keep saying it is still the best value in the industry when you look at other, and we're not even talking hotels. Okay, we're just talking cruise companies. And they did a heavy lifting of research, and they will continue to do it. So again, fare type upgrade offer codes. It's pretty simple.
It is.
Plus,
I want to share too, Carmen.
Yeah.
Before we leave this slide, I want to share that. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Go.
Okay, good. I want to share too that we worked really hard together and we collaborated because we heard your feedback on when we sent a communication to be very clear on the audience that we're speaking with. So we have been able to, this time around, when we communicate this change to your clients, we're going to communicate to those who have the current Plus and Premier and get all of these great things we just talked about included at no additional cost. We're going to communicate to them. And then we're going to have a separate communication that goes to a guest who either is currently booked on standard or they have one of the previous packages where they would need to upgrade. So it's another communication where it'll be very clear to them that they have an opportunity to upgrade to get the same benefits that someone who had the new Premier and Plus have. So we're really excited about being able to do that to you, do that for you guys. And it is something that I've heard from the trade quite often that it would be very helpful if we could version the communication. So I think that's going to also help you to understand what your guests have, because as they get the communication, it's going to tell them whether they need to upgrade or not, or if they'd like to upgrade.
Correct. And you championed that. So I want to thank you, Marsha, because you did a great job doing that. Okay.
Thank you.
So Jaylyn said, so nothing needs to be done to change if guests booked the Plus or Premier, the new features are automatically added. Yes.
Correct.
Yes, they are. as long as they booked, and we put it in there, Plus and Premier bookings December 14th, and now.
Yes.
No additional cost. And by the way, we have
Yes.
FAQs. That's why I'm there. And we've taken it slow because we have all these FAQs. To go to onesourcecruises.com and you'll get this chart, because there was a previous question. They popped it up, but it was really quick. And then this you've seen before. Why does it pay to Plus? So I want to pause here too. I know Joe's going to die because I'm so slow. But why I say it pays to Plus, and now I'm going to say it pays to Premier. Okay, because at the end of the day, our travel partners, your colleagues, people who sell their clients and entrust them to be our guest on Princess, over index already doing Plus and Premier. On the way in today, I was on with one of our very good travel partners, agency owner, Lisa. And I was telling her about the webinar, and I said, can I just bounce something off of you? Because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, Marcia. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I got to know. I said, so here, there's all these questions and comments and negativity, and I just want to make sure I overcome it. Lisa, help me out. If I were to say to you, prices aren't increasing, but we're giving enhanced value to your Princess Plus and to your Princess Premier clients versus Princess Standard. You know what she said to me? She goes, what's Princess Standard? Okay. She goes, I only sell Princess Premier because I know my clients will be completely satisfied. I said, well, I love Plus. She goes, no, I love Plus too. But you know what? I start with Premier and I tell them the value proposition. So here I go, because again, you get commission. And I just said examples, right? At 12%, 15%. Each travel agency has a different commission level. So I don't get into the commission very much, but I'll tell you what I get into, making sure you know that you should be selling this in advance. Some of the questions I get before we get to Alaska 2025, because I know we have several questions on this, and I think we'll have time for it. So we'll be fine, Marcia, right? I think
we are.
Okay.
I do want to share too, before we move on, that we are here to help you, because I am seeing some comments that I'm confused, I don't understand. Our sales team is well-versed, and we're here to help you. So please make sure that you reach out if you are confused to your BDM, and we will help you figure this out. It's actually fairly simple, but again, it's new. So sometimes new things are challenging. And again, you're not just booking Princess. So we want to help you, right? We're here for you.
That's critical. But I also want to say another thing, because it's really important to me for everybody to understand that, you know, our travel partners, you are the value interpreters. Okay. You get commission on the packages up front. When your guests get on board, all bets are off on that, right? You don't. So why wouldn't you recommend it at some point in their journey and their cycle, when they're in the dreaming stage, which is so exciting, right? I always say, like, I paid for my cruise and maybe I'll wait for a cycle of my credit card to go through. This is how the Roigs live, okay? I don't know if anybody else does it that way, but I know we do, because we've just paid for our cruises for our kids. So I wait for the cycle. I pay off my cruise. I'm not going till December. I had Plus and Premier in advance of the cruise. And by then it's like, okay, this is fantastic. They will sell Plus and Premier on board for 2 days only. I think it's the first 2 days of your voyages, but you're not getting commissioned on that. Do it in advance. It's just easier. And again, you're the value interpreter. You make a very good point, Marcia. We have a team of business development managers, experts. And by the way, this is new to us as well. Okay. So I want everybody to understand, Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't think Rome is finished anyway, but is it? I don't know. Is it? I'm a work in progress.
I think everything's continuing to be built. Everything.
Here's what I say to you and I say to the team. And if Joe wants to put us both back on so people can see us, because I like people to look at me in the eye when I'm talking, which is really critical. Because there's truth in advertising. It's about integrity. It's about what we represent. Okay. One of the things I've told the team is we want to be a pleasure to do business with. You're never going to be 100% hitting that every day. But we aim to do that. Always do what's right for the client and our travel partners. And we do that internal too, because you're my internal client, Marcia. So when you're asking me for something, I don't think about it twice. I mean, I say, I want to do what's right by you. So our team is at the ready to help our travel partners and again, we're not doing all the ships at one time. Okay. We're doing them in phases, because
there's a rollout.
Why is it a rollout? Because we have these incredible teammates on board, our onboard family. That's what I call them. That's where the rubber meets the road. They too have to learn. It's a change for them. I look at this as the service delivery is elevated in Plus and Premier. It just is. Doesn't mean the rest isn't great service. It is. It's just a new elevation of the way that they're trained, the way that they're delivering. It's just a manageable F&P opportunity. I think it's fantastic. I'm super excited. But I'm a realist and I understand not everybody embraces change quickly or might not understand it. So as you said, Marsha, we are here as your partners in not pain, but profit, and to help you through this change and to make sure that we listen to your feedback, and you'll see later in the presentation. So we're going to take questions on this. We're going to go through Alaska 25. If we don't get to everything on Alaska 25, we're just launching it. I just want to make sure this was such a hot topic, which I love.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure my diction classes are coming in handy. How was my pace? Was it okay?
It was great. You were fantastic. Better? I have one more thing to add because I'm getting notes that it's the December 14th date that we gave for that's confusing. So December 14th is when we announced the new changes to Plus and Premier, right? December 14th of 2022 is when we added the fitness classes and the specialty desserts. And so that is the new version that was also $60 and $80. $60 for Plus, $80 for Premier, right? So that is why that date is important and why you need to use that when you're looking at the bookings to see when your guest booked and purchased their Plus package. Just wanted to explain that. I think
explain this to me because this is how I see it. I get what they're saying. It seems confusing. December 14th. Do I have to remember that date? Oh my God, Marsha, what are you asking me? So here I am. Carmen Roig is asking this question. This is how I am interpreting, and this is how I internalize it. Because we've had iterations of the pricing, right? We had 40 when it started for Plus, then we went to 50, right? Then we switched to 60. Premier started at 75, but then we switched to 80. If my clients are paying 60 and 80, we're done.
You're done. There's nothing for you to do. They're also going to get a communication from us that talks to them about all the enhancements we just shared with you and tells them that they're not getting any additional cost, but they're gaining even more value.
I'm a travel partner. My clients paid Princess Plus at 60, Princess Premier at 80. It pays to Plus, it pays to Premier. I'm done. This is all extra value to them. Here's how we're enhancing that package program. That's what I'm thinking, 60, 80. I'm not looking at the voyage. I'm not looking at the day because I might not have sold it at the other price point, right? That was at the beginning. I wasn't even here at Princess when it was that price point. Sorry. So I'm a travel partner, 60, 80. My clients are taken care of. Princess will communicate. It's not all 15 ships at once. They're going to roll it out as we should, right? In a very, very diplomatic way, in a way that really respects our teammates on board.
And the team has created FAQs, so there's going to be resources on OneSource to help as well. So more to come. We know this is not going to be, understood overnight, but again, we're here to help. We're going to
we'll give you all the references.
Fantastic for your guests.
FAQs are important. And listen, note to Joe, if we need to dedicate part of August 10th to this as well, we will. And I'll even bring a special guest if I need to. I have no problem with that. Like the experts that curated this programming, which are, it took a village to make this happen. I'll tell you, because I'm on the chat, the Teams chat, and every question you have has already been asked and answered, and it's part of FAQs. So we're moving to Alaska because, again, Princess is Alaska, number one Alaska, on sale August 3rd. 7 ships in 25, which, by the way, is what we have this year and next year, so that should be easy. Nobody does Alaska the way we do, right? We know that. Number one people in Alaska. They choose Princess for Alaska, and Alaska is our DNA. It's as simple as that. We bleed Alaska. And that's why we keep getting voted. And I don't do that because I want to remain humble. I add these awards up, not for me, but for you, because you are the experts. But more importantly, these are third-party endorsements. So when a client wants to know the difference between brand N or us, you're able to tell them the difference and why they want the best when it's Alaska, where you want the experts, where, when you think about it. So again, third party, how we visit Alaska. We had Judy earlier in the year. Remember, she walked even me. Again, I'm a visual. I need to understand it. Really, really simple, kind of like standard Plus and Premier. We like to keep it simple. You see all of Alaska, okay? When you do our Inside Passages round trip cruises, you see more of Alaska, right? When they do the one-way cruises, right? With the Voyage of the Glaciers, which is phenomenal. And then cruise tours. all of these components, right? See all of Alaska. Cruises, train, and lodge. Really simple. Right? So let's talk about Voyage of the Glaciers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and the way we do it.
Yeah, Voyage of the Glaciers takes you more inland. You get to see more of Alaska on a Voyage of the Glaciers, and that's why this this schematic has been presented for you guys, the mapping. So hopefully you can see the red, because the red is the Voyage of the Glaciers, and you can see how much extra land and sea you cover with Voyage of the Glaciers versus an Inside Passage. They're both fantastic, but Voyage of the Glaciers gives you more of Alaska on the cruise.
And don't we include Glacier Bay on all our cruises?
We do. On all of the Voyage of the Glaciers have a call to Glacier Bay.
Okay, fantastic. So I want to make sure I'm on top of it. Oh, North to Alaska. When she talked about this programming, it was pretty spectacular. Judy did a great job. What do you want to add to that? Because this is,
So Puppies in the Piazza? We found out, Anthony Gaviola and a product team shared with us that the winner of the Iditarod this year actually was the gentleman who would bring the Puppies in the Piazza to us, and that one of the puppies that was in this program was the lead sled dog when he won. Is that amazing?
That is amazing. And I talk about unique. It's a unique selling proposition. The way it's a differentiator for our brand. That is like spectacular. The Puppies in the Piazza, the National Park Rangers. I know Judy had talked about that with naturalists on board. We're bringing on board. We're immersing you in the culture and the way of life. Lumberjack demonstrations. I mean, I'm looking at all of this. It's incredible. Wild for Alaska. Seafood menu. We talked about that too.
Yeah.
I don't cook, so even if I caught my own fish.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, you go to Alaska for the seafood, right?
Amen. But I want someone cooking it for me. I won't catch it.
Yes, they do bring puppies on every Alaska sailing, as long as there's no complications with the puppies, but it's planned. Yes.
So what's new? Dun dun dun. Back by popular demand.
I wish I had drums.
My God,
I wish I had drums.
I was in LA recently, about a month ago.
Here we go.
Boom. Meeting with some really good travel partners. They've been asking for the round trip LA cruise. They said it sold out when we did a few seasons ago. Tell me about it.
We did. We didn't get to sail it because of the thing we won't want to talk about anymore. But it sold out. Sold out so well that we added a second voyage, and that sold out too. And ever since then, being in LA and talking to our advisors, you guys have been clamoring for when are we going to bring this back, a round trip LA voyage for Alaska, and it is here in 2025. Yay!
August 30th.
Your voices were heard.
Phenomenal. And late nights in Juneau and Victoria, is that correct? Did I read the product book, which by the way, folks, it's like 300 pages. Okay. Can you imagine?
Yeah. So I think the original voyage was 14. We've added 2 nights on here to give more opportunity, and we're keeping those late nights in Juneau and Victoria. So phenomenal opportunity. You guys know what to do because you've asked for this year after year. So I expect this to sell out. I think you should be taking your group space on this and making sure that you're promoting and getting your guests booked, because it will sell.
And it's backed by popular demand. And again, like everything, like when we introed Galveston, whenever we intro a new port or destination, you support it, you sell it out, we bring it back. Okay, the new Ultimate Alaska with Glacier Bay, and that's round trip Seattle. I see a pattern here, and I love the deployment team. And I know Mark Barnes is in our Fort Lauderdale offices because he stopped by to say hello and say, break a leg, introducing 2025 Alaska. I said, no, I need all my legs working, okay, so that I can travel, please. But it was a nice thought. And he said to us, like, we listened to what you want. That round trip LA did so well before the coma, right? So we brought it back. Round trip Seattle. Seattle's doing great for us.
It is.
And next year. So here we are with Ultimate Alaska Glacier Bay round trip Seattle. You've talked about the pains with air. Dare I talk about the airlines and the pain with all the costs of airfare. So really exciting.
3 days of glacier viewing. Phenomenal. San
Francisco. Gorgeous. I mean, look at this itinerary. Fantastic. San Francisco. Again, I'm seeing this. People talk about home porting. Amazing, right? We do
Yes,
that in Alaska. We own Alaska. That is our home port, period,
it's
including
easy.
coastal California, because we started in LA. So I have to throw that in there as well. And then
Yes.
cruise tours. Okay, this is incredible. 100% of itineraries visit Denali National Park. And you're visiting 5 national park visits, 5 cruise tour types. I always say there's this thing called exclusivity, and that's what
Yes.
we offer in Alaska. It's really exclusive because nobody has the DNA that we do. Uh, Customization. So a cruise tour allows you to customize that experience and options. We have so many options, right? So you're doing the cruise, which is great, the train, which is amazing, into the heart of Alaska where the beating of the culture is happening. And then, of course,
Right.
every cruise tour visiting Denali National Park with the lodges that we own. Can you throw that back in there?
Yep. Can't forget that, because that's
Okay.
the most special part of this is owning 5 phenomenal lodges.
Absolutely gorgeous. So again, exclusive direct to the wilderness with the Princess Rail Service. Notice that's Princess. Absolutely gorgeous, open air, glass dome. Talk about luxury experience, right? And then from ship to Denali in the same day. Why is that so special?
It could be a long, long trek.
Okay, I'll
This
move it
is
right
amazing.
along. You know what? We'll do the next one with a real deep dive because I love to hear. Listen, Alaska's a place. I've been there 3 times, and every time you go, you learn more. And I've not done it on Princess. That's truth in advertising. So we're doing it next year. I'm telling you right now. So there's our gorgeous wilderness lodges where they are. Copper River, obviously, Denali, Mount McKinley, phenomenal. Oh my God. National Parks Cruise Tour 250 nights. Again, before or after the cruise. Again, options, right?
And it's
And we're
Cruise
seeing
Tour Z.
wowsy. And 4 lodges. Okay. And national parks with us, right? Visiting up to 5. That's incredible. The Ultimate Princess Alaska Cruise Tour, when we had this 17-night presentation, okay, Tour U, Judy did such an incredible, sign me up because she sold me on it. You're going all that way. Recommend this to your clients. It is out of this world. Just spectacular, the way you want to experience Alaska. And there are people that go back. Have you been there more than once? I'm sure you have. You've been here for
I
25
have.
years.
I have
Okay.
been there more than once.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
someone on my team that goes every single year. Kevin, I think he told me he's been to Alaska 18 times.
Oh my God, I love it. That's my Kevin. Okay. And why it makes sense. And I love the dollar signs to sell cruise tours, right? Because it's, again, the commission, and we put it on based on either levels, right? But you're
Yeah.
looking at, and these are just samples, folks. You can earn more. Trust me. Anything else to say on this? Because I know we got questions, and I want to make sure we get to it. I
Yeah.
don't want to. And then our Princess Academy. I've got to say, how to become an Alaska. This academy has won awards time and time again. And I'm just going to pause because the young lady, Natasha, that really was the glue that kept the academy together, passed away recently. And everybody knows her. I was on a call yesterday with Heidi from CLIA. And I think it was such a pause. So we're going to honor her because she had a passion for the academy, and the academy goes on. Become an Alaska expert. There's a reason why the academy is award winning, and we will continue to even make it better. Okay. So, and you received the CLIA certifications, which were great. So also Alaska 24, we're open. You know that. One Source Cruises. We will have a brochure.
We will.
Okay, limited brochure quantity because we will also have a 24 and 25 brochure later on this year. But we're partnering some of our cruise night events to make sure all of those travel partners that raise their hand that want to sell Alaskan 24, if we're present, we want to make sure we give you all the assets you need to be able to sell the brand. And then I'm going to go quickly through the news and notes and reminders because there's always a little bit of this. I'll try to go slow, but I can't. So this is the sale that runs July 6th through September 5th. Okay. Book early, book big savings. So I want to be, again, very clear because we just adjusted this and we got that from you. We had first gone out saying this, we branded it. We're cute. We always want to brand everything. And we branded it. I know it's a marketing
like
thing.
to rhyme.
Right? We're a marketing company. What can you do? But at the end of the day, the buck stops with sales. So we listened to you, and we had called it Score for 24, which I thought was great and super cool. You all said it doesn't. That doesn't say anything to me. Tell me it's an early booking sale. Tell me it's up to 50% off. Tell me the third and fourth guests are sailing free on selected voyages. Just tell me this is the best sale you've ever had. And if you book early, you save big. July 6th through September 5th. That's pretty simple. So we got an attitude adjustment and we listened to you. Okay.
Yep.
Why is it a different sale? It's the lowest public fares for the season. This we talked about in the last webinar, but now just know we listened to you. So early booking sale. 50% off third and fourth, lowest fares this far in advance on a departure. Offer your clients the very best stateroom selection, okay? And this is pretty exciting. And we've had great pickups. So imagine now we're doing it the way our travel partners want it. Position, we're going to do best. Look at the pricing hasn't changed. You saw the webinar. This is still the same. Incredible rates, $399 cruise tours. Savings of $150 compared to same time last year and $300 on the current retail fares. So think about it. The early booking sale. I think that's got
Carmen, I consider this a hot tip because it is the best value for the season, right? So make sure your clients know about it and that if they want to go in Alaska anywhere with Princess in 24, book now. The smart time. Book now before September 5th when the sale ends.
Perfect. Ocean Ready. So we talked about embarkation made easy with Ocean Ready. And we talked about it at the last webinar. This is all starting August 1st. So we just want to give you all a reminder.
Just a reminder.
Think about it. Green lane, health protocols, but they got to go on, right? They got to get Ocean Ready. You got to go on the app. You got to fill all the stuff. I mean, I just booked. So I looked at mine. All my information's already there. It's super simple. And you bypass the check-in counter. And I've seen folks saying, well, is blue bad? No, blue isn't bad, folks. No, it isn't. And we're going to have more folks at these embarkations. So we're actually got rid of the times, right? You have to be there at such a time. No more scheduled arrival times. Get there when you want at the terminal during published boarding times at your leisure.
During a window of time. I think that's so much easier because now if you're traveling with the group, you all can agree a time to show up within that window and boom, you're on.
Fantastic. And, I'm always rushing day of to finish my bag. So it's going to, take a while for me. So I'm always there late. My husband always thinks we're going to miss the ship. No, we're not. We'll be there. And then on sale now, we talked about South America. We did that on the last webinar in Antarctica. It was phenomenal. Great booking offers, right? With lots of onboard spending money, shore excursions credit, and then Captain Circle savings. So again, we did a huge deep dive last webinar. Okay. And then seminars
at America. You have until September 30th. Don't forget.
Thank you. I'm going quick because I want to get these questions. I want to make sure I can do it. I want to prove Joe wrong. We didn't think I'd cover it. So some of our seminar at Seas, we've had great reviews from all of you. So we've added some additional dates. Again, QR codes. Make sure you're there. We've continued with Love Fest. This is coming to an end for 23. But the love will continue into 2024. So wait for it. It's just that we have so much stuff coming on and happening that I want to make sure that we keep stuff very, very new and refreshed. So love letters is cool. We're gonna talk about this. We talked about it last time. We'll pick the best. More to come on the next webinar because we're gonna kick this off after Labor Day. Because after last webinar, a lot of you said to me, "Don't kick this off in the summer because we're on vacation. We're not gonna be able to write our love letters. My love letter is I'm going on vacation." So we'll kick it off for Labor Day, back to school, back to business. I heard you loud and clear, and there's our Facebook. So let's get to Q&A because I've got time. Shall we?
All right.
Joe.
Here we go.
Run it.
We have Q&A from pre-registered questions, and then we're going to pick some also from the comments made because there's a lot of good stuff here.
Okay, so I'll start with, can just one person in a stateroom purchase Princess Plus, Marcia?
Unfortunately, that is a no, but it is also a standard across the industry. So both guests, first and second, need to purchase Plus and or Premier. Third and fourth have the option as to whether they want the Plus and Premier.
Perfect. Appreciate that, especially with the changes. Why doesn't Princess just go all-inclusive and forget the standard? That is an excellent question.
It is an excellent question. Well, because there are people, I don't know why, Carmen and I, it's an anomaly and we don't understand why someone would not see the value, but some people would prefer to sail with a not all-inclusive price. And so we want to be inclusive of all guests who want to sail with us. And so there's an entry-level standard if that's what they like to do. And then there's the Plus and the Premier, good, better, best. We feel like the choice is what's needed in order to appeal to our clients.
Yeah, and I've taken this question many times, and I've talked about, why standard. And there's some folks that say, well, I don't drink alcoholic beverages. Well, guess what? Bottled water, coffees, lattes, right? It really is, it pays to plus. But at the end of the day, we're very respectful. We don't alienate anybody. We're not disenfranchising anybody. You want a standard, you want to disconnect, right? The good old days when I started, 1-800-C-call. You didn't have Wi-Fi on board. You paid $35 a minute to communicate.
Right.
So you don't want Wi-Fi? Okay. And maybe they just want to pay gratuities on their own. Okay. Next question. Can new pricing for Princess Plus be added to or changed on bookings already made?
Absolutely. So there was a slide in there, and also on OneSource, there is a list of the fare options, the fare option codes that you can add to an existing booking to add the new Plus or the new Premier. Or you can go from standard to Plus or Premier.
Correct. Fantastic.
You can do that yourself online. You could also chat and get that done.
Well, I just paid for my cruise and I didn't add Plus or Premier, so I'm going to add it, and I could do it in Cruise Personalizer, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a guinea pig. I love going through it. Okay. And then the next one in case you missed some of these codes. Okay. Love it. I'll give you a question. Will Princess continue to offer round trips from Vancouver to Alaska in 25?
Yes. Yes, we have 7-day offerings. So in 23, we did 10-day. And in 24, we're doing 7-day. And in 25, we continue the 7-day.
Perfect. And again, August 3rd, we're launching. How does Princess Plus now work for clients booking back-to-back cruises?
Yes, so this is a good question. So the question would be about, like, if you purchase Plus, you don't really actually even have to worry about this, right? If you purchase Standard and you then purchased the Ocean Now $14.99 for your 7-day voyage, the next voyage, if you book it as a back-to-back, the next voyage will require another $14.99. If you book it as a logical, which that means, the logical means that it is a voyage, 2 or 3 voyages connected together that we have promoted as one voyage, then that $14.99 will last you the entire length of that cruise. So it's a matter of whether we promoted it for you or if you booked it yourself with linked voyages.
Excellent. And by the way, here are the QR codes. There's a fare bundle toolkit there, okay, which is critical, right? FAQs. We're going to take it slowly, right? So do we have any other questions, Joe? Because if not, I know we're over by 3 minutes. Okay, Tracy has a question. What about 3rd and 4th guests, especially kids? Do I have to pay $14.99 for them to eat pizza at Alfredo's? The $14.99 is prefixed, right?
That's a prefix, but there's still a la carte options. And then you also still have slice, right? On most of our ships, there's also slice where you can get pizza by the slice. I know that when my kids were small, we were always by the pool getting slices of pizza, and that does not change. That's still complimentary. But in Alfredo's, it's $14.99 for the prefix menu, or there's a la carte pricing if you don't want to have the 3 courses.
But there's also, even depending on age, I thought I saw something, Marcia.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was
from a certain age down. Was it 12?
Yeah, it was. Hold on, let me get.
They pay half price.
Half price. You're right.
Ta-da! Kids are. Who says I have no memory? Kids are 50% off under 12 and under. So that should answer that too. Excellent. So I know we're over by 4 minutes. I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank you, number 1, for your patience. Number 2, for your flexibility. Number 3, for your understanding that we evolve and change is a constant in life. But the excitement of all of you who already do Plus and Premier, this just is added value to those fare packages. So I'm very, very excited. So I want to say happy anniversary to you, Marcia, since you're not joining me August 10th. You'll be on holiday. Thank you, Thrilling Adventures. She said it was amazing. I hope you appreciate that I went slower, Marcia. Nice.
You did great. I think, and that's another thing that you're taking feedback on, right? We really do listen and care about your feedback. So thank you guys for sharing. Yeah,
we changed. Score for 24. It's now the early booking savings. So keep the feedback coming. And if there's something, Thank you, Larry. You're so wonderful. Lots of added information. If there's something that wasn't clear in the webinar, please just email us. Remember,
Yeah.
support at Princess.
Let us know.
Right? Really important. That way we adjust. Okay. Thank you, Sandy, because we want to make it easy and we want to be a pleasure to do business with. We can only do that with your support. So thank you all, as always, for joining us. Looking forward to having all of you back August 10th, and make it a great selling day. Still enjoy the summer. Back to business after Labor Day. Can't wait. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Marcia.
Thanks everybody.
Joe.